Bass swells can be an amazing tool, adding texture and colour to your playing. Whether it's haunting melodies or majestic sounding harmonic chords, using swells is super effective and a lot of fun. Stick around for my bonus tip on how to strengthen your fretting hand later in the video. Let's get into it.
If it sounds good, it is good.
If we haven't met before, my name's Scott Whitley and I regularly produce content like this to help you become a better bass player. So please click like, hit subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell icon so you get notified whenever I make a new video. Bass swells work by playing notes or chords with your volume control turned all the way down. Then as soon as the strings are in motion, rolling the volume control up, usually all the way. This creates a really cool, soft, slow attack, similar to how bowed notes on a cello sound. Something that's just not possible using regular picking, slapping, or tapping techniques. Here's an example of how single notes can sound using swells. As I said before, very cello-like. The technique I was using there involves starting with the volume control turned all the way down, hammering on notes with the left hand, then quickly but smoothly rolling the volume control pretty much up all the way. I also like to employ some vibrato with my left hand to accentuate that cello-esque vibe and to help the notes sustain a little longer. You then repeat the process for every individual note played. Pro tip: use your pinky and for instant control, keep it in contact with the volume control at all times. Remember, your left hand is doing all the note work. It can take a bit of practice to get the whole volume down, hammer the note on, volume up routine second nature, but once you do, it's a lot of fun and a fantastic technique to have in the toolbox. I'd recommend playing scale and arpeggio exercises in order to master this technique in the shortest time possible. Speaking of which, I've put together a free PDF worksheet containing various exercises, licks and tips to help you with learning and working on bass swells. The link is on the screen now and it's also in the description below the video. I highly recommend you check it out. For now, let's take the major scale as an example. Start by playing it in its entirety, ascending and descending. Then get creative and mix things up. For example, play the same scale, but this time ascending 3 notes at a time. Then descending 3 notes at a time. As with anything you're working on, start very slowly and then increase the tempo little by little until you start making mistakes. Make a note of the tempo and then do the same next time you practice. This might seem laborious, but it's actually by far the shortest path to seeing rapid improvements. To make this way more fun, I use the drums built into the Zoom B14 every single time I practice. It's a great tool for bass players and I continually recommend it. There's a link in the description below the video if you want to check them out for yourself. Using volume swells with chords is an amazing way to create textures. The basic principle is the same as with single notes, again starting with the volume control turned all the way down. But this time, instead of hammering on notes with the left hand, we fret the notes with the left hand and pluck with our right before quickly reaching for and rolling up the volume knob. Simply repeat the process to play the next chord, and so on. Clearly we're limited by the right hand as to how quickly we can play, as we have to keep toggling between the volume control and plucking the strings. And for that reason, I tend to think of these chordal swells as pads, similar to string or synth pads you might play on a keyboard. Again, you'll find various examples of chords that work great using swells in the free PDF worksheet. Remember, the link is in the description below the video. As promised, here's my bonus tip to help you improve accuracy, speed and strength in your fretting hand. This tip essentially involves using only the left hand to play scales and arpeggios, much like we did earlier in this video when playing single note swells. Technically, this is called left-handed tapping, but you can just think of it as a strength building exercise with added benefits. But here's the important bit. For this to work effectively, we must adopt a one finger per fret approach. This means we assign each finger to a fret. In this example, I'm going to play the C major scale, and I've assigned the first finger to the 7th fret, the second finger to the 8th fret, third finger to the 9th fret, and finally, 4th finger to the 10th fret. Now, as I tap the C major scale, I stick rigidly to this, which in turn gives all 4 fingers an equal workout. Not only that, because we're tapping notes, it's building speed, dexterity, strength, and accuracy along the way. This must be done starting slowly, and I mean really slowly. And only after a couple of minutes increasing the tempo incrementally. To be effective, it's important to use either a drum machine or a metronome. Try to be as accurate as possible with your timing at the slower speeds, as this will actually improve your timing, feel, and groove as you speed things up. Use any scale you like, just be consistent and stick with one scale or arpeggio for about a week at a time before switching things up. Again, use the examples in the free PDF download to take this a stage further. The link again is in the description below the video. I really hope you're enjoying this. If you are, then please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Oh, and be sure to click on the bell icon so you get notified when new videos are released. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.